less than 2 miles south of the United States Capitol. Welcome to Nationals Park. The show brings you game one of a big 4-game set. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Washington Nationals. First pitch moments away, and our pitcher tonight, Gavin Stone. But Chris, he hasn't exactly been stellar here on his home mound.
Well, I'll say this. Every player wants to perform well at their home ballpark, in front of their fans, in front of the city. And you know this guy no different. He wants to be more effective here. So, you look at the numbers. They haven't been great at home. I'm sure he wants to turn that around, and we'll see if he's able to start that in this one.
All right, ready to go here. And at the plate for the Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani. And another ball.
2-0 count, great hitter at the dish. If you're going to miss, you've got to miss outside the zone. You miss inside the strike zone, you'll be asking the umpire for a new baseball.
Right through there for a strike.
Ooh, here's a guy at the plate. I'm expecting to have a good game. He always seems to play better in road games.
That misses, and that's ball 3. Swings through that one.
I think he was sitting off speed there.
Foul ball, and it remains a full count. And that's too high, ball 4.
I don't think he really wanted to pitch to him right there anyhow.
Leading off tonight for the Dodgers.
Here's Mookie Betts.
Mookie Betts.
Ball 1, no strikes. Turns and fires to Betts. And that is cut on and missed. And the count 1-1. And a pitch. The shortstop takes the ball.
Way to lay off that fastball up right there. You're looking for something you see well that you can handle, but you also have to keep the discipline so that you're not popping up pitches that are just a little too high.
Here comes the pitch. There goes the runner for first. Cut on and miss. Throw, save. That's a stolen base.
Batting third, the right fielder, Juan Soto.
And now it's Juan Soto. Tons of pop. Right now he's third in the National League in homers. And that's outside. And that is ball 1. Try to get him to chase on the changeup that time.
2-0.
To the right side. Fair ball. Here's Ohtani flying around third. He will score, and the Dodgers have the lead. 1-0.
Man, he just absolutely turned on that one. Ripped it down the line. Nice job of staying in his mechanics.
And up to the plate is Will Smith. Good defender. He's been inconsistent offensively. There's a strike. One run across in the frame so far as we play game 1 of this 4-game series. Line drive, and that's just foul. The pitch. Birdie. Off balance feed. There's one. What a double play that was. Inning over. But they pick up 1 run on the RBI single. It's an early 1-0 lead. Back in Washington, D.C., And taking the ball for the Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani.
Well, this guy's just been filthy out there on the mound. Hitters batting under 200 against him, and they're just having a hard time squaring up anything, doing any type of damage. The only way he hurts himself is if he gives up the free passes and surrenders a rare home run. But outside of that, it's going to be a tough job for the opposing lineup today.
John Birdie at the plate. And the pitch. And that's in for a strike. Ohtani, a former Cy Young Award winner. He throws a slurve, a four-seamer, a cutter, a splitter, and he works in a sinker. And the right-hander deals. And a foul ball. Swing and a miss, struck him out. And that's strikeout number 100 on the year.
Very frustrating right there as a speedy potential base runner when with 2 strikes you just struggle to put the ball in play. You don't even have to get a hit at that point. You can help your team just by reaching on an error, but some way you got to find a way to shorten up the swing and put the ball in play next time.
Nasim Nunez at the plate and takes high there. One out, base is empty. Next offering in there for a strike. And the count 1-1. Just missed. And that's a little high. Swing and a ball lifted in the air, shallow left field. That gets down for a hit. So a man aboard now with one away.
Well, patience and discipline paid off right there as he got into an advantage count. That's a ball that a lot of times you'll see the shortstop or left fielder be able to get to if it hangs up in the air long enough. But right there, it just died and found a way to drop in on the.
Now here is Joey Meneses.
No, that's outside.
And that's outside. And a foul ball. Next offering is downstairs. And there's a ball. Chris, with that distraction and a speedy guy at first, he's in a favorable hitter's count.
Well, if nothing else, I mean, this is a great spot for a hitter to be in.
Right through there for a strike.
That's a great take right there. Even though it's a strike, with the situation, runner on first base, you want to keep the ball off the ground. And you swing at that pitch, most likely you roll into a double play.
And ball 4, 2 aboard.
He's making things difficult for himself right now out there on the mound, but you know his confidence should still be high enough to get out of this, but he's going to have to buckle down right here.
Here's Eddie Rosario. Hit in the air, center field. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. Out number 2.
Batting fifth, the second baseman, Louis.
As we take a look at the Nationals lineup. Batting third, a guy they're looking for a little more out of right now, Joey Meneses.
Yeah, and Boog, sometimes all you need when you're slumping like this is just a little bit of confidence. You need a little bit of luck. One at bat where you hit the ball hard, maybe it's caught, no big deal. Or maybe you get a bleeder, it gets you a hit. You just need to feel good about the at bat, and that's when things start to turn a little bit. We'll see if he can do that in this one.
Luis Garcia swings through it for strike 1. 2 on, 2 outs. Fouled off. He was late.
Well, he knows they don't want to give him anything to hit, but when you've got opportunities to drive in runs, you've got to expand the zone. He's capable.
Got him. That's out number 3.
Well, this guy competes hard. We see the emotion there. I love it. Great job of getting out of the jam.
Back here in Nationals Park. Top of the second. Here comes Freddie Freeman up to hit.
If you don't get ahead in the count, you can forget about having any success against him.
Stone back to work. That one's in there. That's strike 1. Stone goes 6'1", 26 years old, and they went out and made a trade for him last season. Our plate umpire, Earl Hendricks.
Yeah, with Hendricks, Boo, kind of interesting. He's a good, consistent umpire, but you do hear that he kind of favors one side of the plate more than the other. So it's really hard to know for sure, but I think that usually it has to do something with where he sets up prior to each pitch.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. The wind of the pitch.
2 and 2.
This guy's a fun guy to watch taking at bat. He just battles up there. He doesn't take a pitch off at all. Makes it so difficult on the pitchers out there. You can tell they get frustrated with how long it takes to put him away.
Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. Here comes Max Muncy.
Number 13, Max Muncy.
Fastball for a strike. And here it comes. That one way inside. Clips the corner, and that is strike 2. That one almost got him. Way inside, gets out of the way. Bounced up the middle. To first. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the second.
Batting 7, the left fielder, Teoscar Hernandez.
Here's Teoscar Hernandez. Let's see what the former World Series MVP can do with this at bat, Chris. First pitch misses. The 1-1 is fouled off. And he deals. And a swing and a miss. And that's that. Dodgers down in order, but they still lead it 1-0. And welcome back to the ballpark. Now here's Jake Bauers.
The designated hitter, Jake Bauers.
The right-hander back to work. Wouldn't chase that time. And a pitch. On the ground to the left.
That's a foul ball.
And foul ball. And a 1-2. Goes down looking.
Well, definitely a borderline pitch right there, and he didn't look too convinced as he headed back to the dugout. You know, those are tough ones to let go as a hitter, but with the human umpire calling balls and strikes, it's always going to be on you to protect yourself with 2 strikes.
And now it's Keibert Ruiz. And he blows that one by him at 100. Home team down a run. Bottom half of inning number 2. Next offering in there for a strike. And it's 0-2. Just missed.
It's a good take.
1-2.
The 1-2. And a swing and a miss. And there's 2 down. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the frame, and that's now 3 in a row.
Yeah, he's really settling in and getting a feel for his pitches, throwing them where he wants to right now. So we'll see how long he can keep this streak going.
Here's Lane Thomas. First pitch just misses. Kicks and deals. Next pitch in for a strike. And 1-1. 2 outs, base is empty. And now 1-2.
Well, that's that slurve right there. He threw it extremely well. He talked about just a ton of breaks. So tough to get that barrel to.
Next offering down in the dirt. And a good eye there.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
2 down, nobody on. And he walked him.
Take your base.
One of the things about that 2-out walk, the base runner over at first base is going to have a very aggressive secondary lead. So a ball down the line or into the gap will produce a 2-out RBI, and those are the best. That is, if you are the offensive side of it.
Dylan Cruz stands in now and watches strike 1. Righty delivers. Swings through that one for strike 2.
0-2.
Tapped on the ground softly to short. On the run, throw to first. In time, got him. And that'll do it. Nationals leave 1. They trail here 1-0. Back in Washington, D.C. Digging in is the switch hitting outfielder, Luis Domingo. As he turns on the rubber, and with that good live arm delivers. Check swing, he went too far, and it's a strike.
0 balls, 1 strike.
And that's downstairs and outside. That one close, ruled a ball. And it's 2-1. Kicks and fires. Worm burner into the outfield for a knock. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Just kept it simple. Played pepper with the middle of the infield and took it back where it came from. And there's just no one there to knock it down. And now they've got some speed on first. So we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
Now it's going to be Danny.
It's been a tough stretch for him at the plate. No hits over his last 5 games.
Just missed. Domingo on at first, nobody out. That one missing inside. Good hitters count the 2-0. Top of the zone, and it's called a strike. The 2-1. Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
On the mound, you take a note. You see the hitter's willingness to chase that pitch upstairs, get deeper in the count, try to climb the ladder.
On the ground, a second, might be 2. Good feed. That's 1. Their second double play in just the first 3 innings here today.
I think 4 6-3 double plays like that are way tougher than these guys make it look sometimes, because no matter how you do it, the feed from the second baseman is a tough one. That's where footwork really comes into play, but right there, very well done.
Clobber to right field, way back, gone. A gigantic blast. His 11th of the year. It's 2-0. He absolutely feasts on right-handed pitching and devours that one for a homer.
And you can see that's what he expects of himself at bat after at bat. He's that confident. Does an excellent job of getting his arms extended to get the fat part of the bat to the baseball. Wrists do not roll over. They stay through the zone and on plane. Excellent swing.
2 outs, base is empty. And next for LA, Mooks. He swings and fouls one off. Two down, base is empty, but 1 run across. We're here in the top half of inning number 3. Smoked into left, base hit.
He needed that one. It's been a tough stretch at the plate lately. Nice line drive to the pull side right there, but he didn't spin off of it. That's the key. You still have to extend through the baseball in order to hit a line drive like that.
Over to first, and he saved. Here's Juan Soto. Strike 1.
0-1.
Swing and a liner foul off to the right. Left-hand hitter waits. Going to count 1-2.
This hitter's been seeing good velocity in the at-bat. It's kind of set up for that changeup. He hasn't seen it yet. Looks just like a fastball out of the hand.
Outside low. Yeah, that's ball 2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout. 1 scores in the inning, coming on this solo home run. It's now a 2-0 ball game. Back after this on the show. Set for the bottom of the third. Here's the third baseman, John Birdie.
Third baseman, John Birdie.
Ohtani back to work. Swing, and that ball smashed on a line. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. 1 away.
The batter, the shortstop,
Nasim Nunez digging in for the Nationals. 1 for 1 with a single so far. And there's the strike.
Cold night tonight, Boog, and that's a pretty firm fastball right there. I tell you what, memories of getting jammed, they are creeping into my mind right now.
0-2.
The shortstop takes the ball. The Dodgers leading by 2 here in the last half of the third. Next offering upstairs. The pitch. Struck him out looking.
Well, I'm not really sure why he let that one go by. I mean, out of the hand, it had a lot of the strike zone. Sure, it had some good arm side run at the end to move to the outside part of the plate. But with 2 strikes, you got to be ready to swing it there, and you can't leave it in the umpire's hands.
Up the middle. Oh, wow. Nice play from his knees, the throw. And very nicely done for the out.
Making it look easy at the keystone position. Definitely worth another look. He'll get some high fives when he gets into the dugout.
And we're back. John Sciambi with Chris Singleton, and set to lead off the fourth, Will Smith. The pitch. That one off the mark, and that's ball 1.
You know, these Dodgers showing great discipline at the plate, and patience definitely seems to be the name of their game in this one. They're doing a good job of working the pitch count, and they've been able to push a couple of runs across to score as well.
Cruz makes the catch for the out. And there's one down.
5.
Freddie Freeman up to the dish. He's 0 for 1. High fly ball out into left center field. Rosario makes the grab on the run.
Still relatively early, but with the pair of runs already on the board, the ripple effect of that high pitch count might set him up to do more damage later in this game.
2 outs, base is empty. Max Muncy at the dish. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. Got it started a little too early. Strike 1. Here's a 1-1. Big swing and a miss.
So far, all we've seen in this at-bat are fastballs. Look for him to slow it down right here ahead in the count.
2 down, nobody on. Top half of inning number 4. Next pitch is outside. 2-2. Battling here as he fouls it away. Here's a 2-2. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout. Nothing doing for the Dodgers here as they're unable to add to their 2-0 lead. Bottom of the 4th, down the left fielder.
The left fielder, Eddie Rosario.
And the right-hander back to work. Fastball for a strike. And that's a strike. The 0-2. And a foul ball. He stays alive. The pitch. Fouls that off to the left, and will do it again. Ground ball up the middle. Lays out, but he can't squeeze it. That leaves him without a throw, and they don't get the out.
The batter, number 2, Second
And now it's
baseman,
Luis Garcia.
Luis
0 for 1. He struck out swinging last
Garcia.
time. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Rosario gets his lead at first. Nobody out. Popped up to the left into foul ground. And there's one down.
The designated hitter, number 9, Jake
Up now
Bauers.
for Washington, Jake Bauers. Caught looking his first time up.
Definitely wants to stay out of the double play here. Ball on the ground in the infield. Should be an inning-ending double play.
Breaking ball through there for a strike.
If he doesn't get a knock
One
right
strike.
here, that pitch he just took is going to eat at him for a while. You might not see another pitch like that from a top-level guy like this.
And here it comes. Just off the inside edge.
Boog, he never moved because he never had time to. But that kind of velocity, you'd prefer that pitcher work away.
Right-hander kicks, deals. Hammered, base hit. They get it in quickly. So first and second, now one out.
Now batting.
Really good
The
swing
catcher.
right there. He got a pitch that he knew he could handle, allowed himself to
Louis.
stay back just a tad bit.
First and second, one out. Stepping in, Hebert Ruiz. And that one just misses. A ball and no strikes. Two on, one out.
Heck what?
That was absolute gas. Triple digits on the gun. It's just a different experience as a hitter watching that go by.
Grounder might be two. Ramirez. The throw to second, and that's two.
Well, the second baseman made that one look easy. Great feed to the shortstop. Shortstop completes the play. They get out of a jam, and they end the inning.
Back here in Nationals
for the
Park.
Dodgers.
And now Teoscar
left fielder.
Hernandez.
Teoscar Hernandez.
The wind of the pitch. It's in and out of his glove. But the throw to first gets him easily. And that's the first out.
Now batting, the center fielder, Luis
Domingo steps to the plate for the Dodgers. And he's already singled in this game. On the ground, right side. Dives, but it kicks off his glove. He doesn't have a play, and they don't get an out on the
Now
play.
batting, the second baseman, Danny Ramirez.
Danny Ramirez steps to the plate for the Dodgers. He hit into a double play his first time up. There's a swing and a drive. And that one is out of here. A two-run homer, and they add a couple more. It's 4-0. He only needed one swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in that at bat, Boog. Aggressive, and it paid off. Love to see a hitter aggressive on the first pitch of an at-bat. You watch him from the on-deck circle, so when you step in the box, you're ready to pull the trigger wherever it's at. Really good job by the hitter. Total conviction on that swing.
Otani
That's a
up for
ball.
the third time and takes ball one. Base is empty, one away, and we're at the top of the fifth. A swing and a miss, and that's strike one. Activity in the Washington bullpen. Steven Strasburg looks to be getting ready for Dave Martinez. Adone getting cranked up as well. Swing and a bouncer. Garcia whips it to first on the run. And they get Otani for the out.
It's a good recovery, though, after giving up the home run. Not allowing it to stay in the head, but going to work at the next hitter, and a tough one at that.
2 outs, base is empty. Here's Mookie Betts now. 1 for 2. Singy, you can't ask for anything more. This guy checks all the boxes offensively.
He's the ultimate professional, and it doesn't just start at game time. It starts in the afternoon, the way he prepares and gets ready for the ball game. I tell you what, his teammates feed off of the leadership that he shows on and off the field.
And it's fouled away. 2 runs across in the inning as we play game 1 of this 4-game series. That's hard hit on the line. And that is that. 2-run shot for the Dodgers this inning. It's now a 4-0 ball game. You're dialed into the show. And welcome back to the ballpark. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Now it's the right fielder, Lane Thomas. And a pitch. That one finds the zone. 0-1. Thomas in his 6th season, 29 years old, and he was selected to the All-Star game last year. And a strike.
Man, this guy's got a great feel for his breaking ball today.
That one not close. Now 1-2. And a pitch. Struck him out swinging. Had him way out front of the slurve.
Well, that's always the key to effective pitching, is getting ahead in the count. And as a pitcher, it really allows you to start expanding the zone. Hitters become defensive, and all of a sudden that plate starts to get really wide. And what happens is, because of the pressure, you end up committing to a pitch as a batter before you recognize what it is, and that's what leads to the strikeout.
Cruz at the plate for the 2nd time as he takes ball 1. Next offering is in for a strike. The Nationals down by 4, last half of inning number 5. Comes up empty as he chases that one in the dirt. And it beats him for out number 2. That's a strikeout.
The third baseman, number 5.
So the lineup flips over, and stepping in is the speedy John Birdie. And that skips in the dirt. Gets the outside corner with that one. 2 outs. Late that time, and it's strike 2.
Now this offense has just been locked down. Almost 5 full innings of shutout baseball.
Outside low, and the count is even, 2-2. Righty to the plate. Just missed. He goes down looking.
Impeccable command in that one. 3 batters, 3 strikeouts. That's electric stuff out there on the mound.
Now on the mound for the Nationals, Steven Strasburg.
Well, he's been a really tough guy to take deep this season. You usually have to string some hits together in order to get to him.
Juan Soto now. 1 for 2. He had an RBI base hit back in the 1st.
Soto.
And the pitch. And first offering is fouled off.
You know, these Dodgers, simply put, are producing a lot of quality swings. They've hit 7 line drives already, and even though some of them have been for outs, there's nothing wrong with delivering consistent, hard contact. That's almost always going to lead to positive results.
The 0-2. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. And the leadoff man aboard.
Just so sound in his mechanics. Hits against a firm front side, and the hands just continue to carry through the middle of the field.
Man at first. Now it's the Dodger cleanup hitter, Will Smith. Swing and a miss. Strike one.
It's 0-1.
Runner at first with no outs here. On the ground, 2 ball. 1 at second. Now to first, and it's a double play.
Sometimes double plays get turned so quickly that you don't really get to appreciate all of the finer details and how these guys execute them. Right there, really nice footwork, and a good feed to second was the key to pulling it off.
Freeman now in the box, comes up empty with a swing there. And downstairs. 2 down, nobody on, and we're the top half of the 6th. That one laced to center and a base hit.
Everything came together for him. That's about as textbook as it gets. Got his stride and load out of the way early. He stayed inside that ball and squared it up out front. Man, that was like he was in the cage hitting off a tee.
Muncy digs in. First pitch doesn't find the zone. Two outs. Fastball in for a strike, and it's 1-1. And another ball. Next pitch in for a strike, and the count's even at 2.
Very good pitch. Backed up a little bit, expecting it to go middle away, and it just sort of stayed on the inside corner. Probably good take, because he would have gotten jammed had he swung the bat.
Freeman off of first with 2 away. And that's ball 4.
Take your base.
Well, he earned his trip to first right there. It's not easy laying off pitches that just miss the zone like that. And it's a real discipline as well. He's put a lot of work into that aspect of his game, and it paid off right there.
Hernandez up to hit for the 3rd time as he lays off inside ball 1. Next offering upstairs.
Could be some action here on this next pitch. Couple runners on. Probably a challenge pitch coming.
Two-0. Right field down the line, and that one slices foul. 2 on, 2 outs. Fastball for a strike. Got him swinging. 2 left on. 2, 3, 4 due up in the home half of the 6th. It's the Dodgers 4 and the Nationals nothing. And we're back. Bottom of the 6th inning.
Washington.
And now up for Washington, Nasim Nunez.
Nasim Nunez.
Ohtani back to work. Off the mark there. Ball 1. Wouldn't chase that time.
When you get ahead in the count, there's no doubt that the success rate goes up, and that's what he's been doing. It's made a big impact for him in recent games.
Next offering is in for a strike. Right through there for a strike.
2-2.
And now 2-2. And that's too high.
Expect for that guy to come right at you with a fastball, something in the zone, because he does not want to allow the leadoff walk.
Swings and misses, struck him out.
He had him out in front, which isn't easy to do against a hitter like this, known for using the entire field. Just couldn't sit back long enough on that one.
Joey Meneses digging in for the Nationals. And there's a strike. Good heater at 98. Comes up empty.
Just an outstanding job of spinning the baseball, moving it around, doing what he does.
And that just misses.
His understanding of the strike zone, very impressive. That was a very close 0-2 fastball. I just don't know how you take that.
And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes. 2 away now.
Pretty electric stuff showing up on the mound right now. I mean, in the double-digit strikeouts, he should be able to rack up some more before he's done in this one. And you know, not many of these hitters have had much of an answer for what he's offering out there.
2 outs, base is empty. And next will be the cleanup hitter, Eddie Rosario. Swing and a miss as he was out front.
Well, as good as things can be, it can be a tough day at the office, even for the skippers. Seeing the offense just sputter, not able to get anything going.
2 down, nobody on. And that's in there at the knees.
Pretty impressive. We haven't seen that pitch from him much, but he's got a really good feel when he throws it.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. And it's a 3-up, 3-down inning. Nothing doing for Washington. They're on the short end of a 4-0 score. Back in Washington, D.C., here's the center fielder, Luis Domingo. The pitch. Domingo tries to check his swing. Now a look to third, and that's going to be ruled a swing. And the righty deals. Good eye right there. The Nationals have some action going in the pen. Dylan Floro up and loosening in the pen. Thompson also throwing. Ball to strike. The pitch. Just missed. That one inside. And now 3 balls and a strike. And the right-hander deals. And there's ball 4.
Runner, take your base.
That could be a tone setter for the inning. 4 straight pitches and the leadoff batter's on base. We'll see if the next guy waits until there's a called strike before he takes the bat off his shoulder.
And now it's the switch-hitting second baseman, Danny Ramirez. Can't forget the 2-run shot he launched out of here in the 5th.
Yeah, one of the biggest swings of the game, Boog, as he looks to make even more of an impact in this at-bat right here.
First offering, and it just misses. Domingo gets his lead at first with nobody out. Next offering in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
1-1. Two and one.
This one in the dirt. Nice job behind the plate there. And he deals. Misses off the inside. 3-1 now. The punch out there, and there's one away.
Now that
here's Shohei Ohtani. He blasted one out earlier in the third.
Just a solo home run, but an important swing of the bat in this game. We've already seen him do it once. Can he do it again?
And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter.
This is one of those situations defensively where you can't try to do too much. You got to make sure that you field the ball cleanly and get one out first. It's going to be tough to get two with this kind of speed in the batter's box.
Man at first, one away. Next pitch is outside. There goes the runner. Pitch misses. Throw to second. Great jump. The 2-1.
Ball, that's down.
Right through there for a strike.
Full count.
One out and a runner at second. Got him looking, and he didn't like the call.
This guy will throw any pitch in any count. 3-2. He goes off speed, gets the out.
Here's Mookie now. 1 for 3. He's a guy who does it all. With the lack of contact in today's game, this guy hits for contact, so he delivers average, but there's on base and slugging too. Not even close there, and that's ball 1.
Early in the count, you have to be real careful because of that power. But then if this hitter gets a strike or two on him, he's still very comfortable. And because he has the ability to get the barrel to the baseball, he's a threat deep into the count as well.
The pitch. Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. Around third. He'll score easily. And the lead is up to 5.
Comes through with the RBI. Really nice job staying up the middle with his approach. He didn't try to do too much with the pitch. Just shot it through the infield.
Runner at first with 2 away. And now the right fielder, Juan Soto. Strasburg to first. And first offering is fouled off. One run across in the frame so far here in the top half of inning number 7. Right-handed reliever. Swings through that, and it's a strikeout. And that is that. But the RBI single pushes across a run. And the lead is now 5-0. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show. Back here in Nationals Park. Set for the last half of the 7th. Up now for Washington, Luis Garcia. The pitch. What a stop. Over to first. And that's a great play for the out.
This defense came to play tonight. We're seeing some awesome pitching, but a huge part of this shutout so far has been the defense making great plays like that behind their pitcher. They feed off of one another, make great pitches, make great plays defensively.
And now Jake Bowers. That one finds the zone. It's 0-1.
I really like how he's been attacking hitters early in at bats. He's thrown strikes on the first pitch to over 70% of the guys he's faced in this one.
Base is empty, one away. Here at the bottom of the 7th. Ball one there. Next offering in there for a strike. And the count 1-2.
1-2's the count.
Got it by him for the K.
Not the best location with the fastball on strike 3, but when you're pumping high 90s, you'll get away with some of those. More margin for error. You know, the fastball has become such a huge strikeout pitch in the sport. And I think a lot of it has to do with all the attention and emphasis on improved spin rates. These fastballs are just exploding out of the pitcher's hands and jumping through the zone.
Ruiz in the box again, takes a strike. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock.
He was all over that one. Just a simple ground ball the other way. They had eyes on it, man. Sometimes that's all you need to do. Just let the ball travel, put the ball in play, and just hope it finds a hole.
Lane Thomas now at the plate. Thomas having more success against left-handed pitching this season, as might be expected. In there at the knees. And it's 0-1. The Dodgers leading by 5 as we play game 1 of this 4-game series. Fly ball to right. Soto gets under it. Nabs it. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. So 1 left for Washington. Still looking at that 5-0 deficit. And welcome back to the ballpark. We're at the top of the 8th, and at the plate for the Dodgers, Will Smith. The right-hander back to work. And that's in the dirt.
1 ball, no strikes.
Just off the outside edge. And the count is 2-0. And there's a foul ball. Kicks and deals. Splits the plate. It's 2-2.
He must have been looking for something else because he gave up on that pitch a little early. It was right down Main Street. Probably not going to see a better pitch to hit in this at bat.
That misses the zone, and it's a full count. That one lifted to left on his way over. And it's caught for the out.
Just pulled off of it a little bit right there. That front shoulder coming open instead of staying closed. If he does that, he's going to be able to go up the middle the other way with some authority instead of a fly out to left.
Line drive. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. 2 down.
The third baseman, number 13.
2 outs, base is empty.
Muncy.
Here's Max Muncy, that funky Muncy. And there's a strike. Clips the corner. 0-2.
I wouldn't say the game's close right now, but it's not out of reach either. I mean, these guys really need to put up a 0 on the board just to maintain a little hope.
The next pitch misses. Now 1-2. That one is upstairs. Pitch misses. Counts full, 3-2.
Full count.
2 down, nobody on, and we're in the top of the 8th. Two outs. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout. Dodgers go down quietly as they are unable to add to their 5-0 lead. Ready for the bottom of the 8th, and now up for Washington, Dylan Cruz. And the right-hander back to work. Ohtani still out there to pitch the 8th and working with a big lead.
He's been excellent, really on his game in this one, and at this point he wants to finish what he started.
Just missed. Is there a debate to be had about shutting him down, maybe to preserve some bullets given the score?
Absolutely. When you consider over the course of a long season, guys putting a lot of stress on that elbow, on that shoulder, but you also have to pry the ball out of a hand of a guy like this because he's so competitive.
Kicks and fires. Strike 2.
2-2.
Swing and a miss. The velocity blasted it right past him.
Came inside with that 2-strike fastball nicely and just bunched him up on the inside part of the plate. Couldn't get around on it and catch it out front. Many times if you do, it's a foul ball. And you know, a lot of pitchers, they really don't like working inside with 2 strikes because they do not want to hit that batter. And when they've got him up against the ropes, got to figure out a way to put him away. Did a nice job right there.
And that one sliced foul.
What makes him special is a lot of pitchers lose movement in their stuff the deeper they go into a game, but he's just different. We see plenty of break in his pitches, even when he's running a little low in the tank.
Next offering is down low.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Got him. 2 out. A big performance on the mound. Lots of strikeouts. That was number 14.
Yeah, clearly trusting his stuff in this one, Boog. Feeling really good about what he's working with, and that really allows a guy to attack hitters. You know, such an important mindset to have out there on the mound, especially when you're ahead in the count with 2 strikes.
Nunez in the box with 2 gone, and takes a look at a called strike. Check swing, no appeal.
That's big right there, being able to check your swing. Think about the count swing. Instead of 0-2, he's sitting 1-1 against a really good arm.
2 down, nobody on.
Ball.
That just misses. 3-1. Into center. Domingo has a beat on it. Makes the catch, inning over. Dylan Floro into the game.
And with the big deficit on the scoreboard, he almost has to just put that out of his mind. Every outing matters for relievers and their numbers, but I think it's tough to get up for this type of appearance the same way you would for one in a close game.
Leading off, Teoscar Hernandez. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. The wind and the pitch. Right through there for a strike.
It's 0-1.
That one's in there. That is strike two.
Well, don't expect too many more high fastballs. This is a good sinker ball pitcher, and sometimes they can make mistakes trying to pitch up in the zone. Look for him to stay down around the knees to be effective.
Right-hander kicks, deals. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Got him looking. That's a strikeout.
Third time he struck out in this one, and definitely an individual performance you want to flush. He just hasn't looked very comfortable up there. Just one of those days. But when you're still winning the ball game, at least you can focus on doing your part to maintain that lead and getting that W.
That's out to center field. Under it. Makes the grab for the second out.
Now batting, the second baseman, Danny.
2 outs, base is empty.
Ramirez.
Danny Ramirez. He's already homered in this game. Pitch is in there, and that's strike one.
There it was. Oh, here it is. Hit it. He gets a take, gets ahead in the count.
Good eye in that spot. 2 down, nobody on. Here at the top of the ninth. That's a laser base hit. Back to the top of the lineup. Shohei Ohtani up to the dish. He's already homered here in this one. And that one a little below the knees. And it's 1-0. Just off the inside edge.
2-0.
That one misses. 3 balls, no strikes. Mookie Betts waiting to bat for the Dodgers. Let's see if he gives him anything to hit here. That's in there. And now 3-1.
Thought the green light might be on right there, but maybe not. If you're looking to swing in that count, that's the pitch you want.
That one finds the zone. Now 3-2. Goes down looking. Bottom of the ninth coming up, and we'll see if he can complete the shutout after the break. Bottom of the ninth, and here's the first baseman, Joey Meneses.
Joey Meneses.
And here it comes. Pitch misses, and that is ball one. Hit in the air, left field. Hernandez settles underneath it, and there's one down.
The left fielder, number 8, Eddie.
So next will be the 4-hole hitter for the Nationals, Eddie Rosario.
Come on, Nats, let's go.
First pitch
That's a ball.
misses.
1-0.
And a strike in there. So a foul ball makes it 1-2. Base is empty, one away. Here in the last half of inning number 9. Next pitch is downstairs. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And they're down to their last out.
Really love the pitch sequence right there. I'm telling you what, pitcher and catcher are on the same page right now.
Second baseman.
Here's the second baseman, Luis Garcia. And the first pitch misses for ball one.
1-0.
Swings through that one for strike one.
1-1.
Left-hand batter waits. Swings through the fastball up in the zone.
1-2.
This could end it. The other way. He'll squeeze it for the final out, and the Dodgers get a shutout on the mound.
It has become increasingly difficult to throw a complete game shutout because of all of the offensive prowess that these hitters are showing around the league today. But he had total command of this game, and he saw it all the way through to the end. Nice win.
5-0 the final in this one. Dave Roberts and company celebrate in the dugout. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi. We'll see you soon.
Here now is our final line score tonight. First for the victorious Dodgers, 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors.
Mm-hmm. 高評価チャンネル登録をお願いします。